Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with the bitter cold sweeping across the capital. Many were hoping it wouldn't set in quite this early, especially those experiencing homelessness and struggling to find places to warm up. CTV's Natalie Van Roy has more on how Ottawa's shelter system is preparing for another winter season.
And hopefully in a day or two they'll get a bed in one of the dorm rooms upstairs.
At the Ottawa Mission, beds will be set up here for those experiencing homelessness during this latest cold snap.
And we've got people sleeping in the waiting area, very unfortunately, and plastic chairs are on the floor. And what was 10 to 15 people in September and October has now gone up to about 35 or 40 people a night.
Capacity has long been an issue, and there are rising concerns as the temperatures drop significantly overnight.
People's lives are at risk. We saw in this city for the first time in years last January, 2 people froze to death outside. Both of them, it seemed to be mental health issues where unfortunately they didn't know to be inside was a safer bet.
When it's this cold, frostbite can happen in minutes. That's why Peter Tilley is encouraging people living on the streets to get inside.
So our frontline staff will increase their rounds. They'll go into this block here, they'll go down the driveways, they'll go in behind the houses on the back porches and just make sure nobody's at risk of exposure.
Tilley says if you see someone who appears to be sleeping outdoors, don't hesitate to call 311 for help.
311 and the Salvation Army mobile outreach van will show up and bring them to the mission, the Shepherd, Salvation Army or Cornerstone. We will make arrangements to get them out to St. Joseph Boulevard or to Queen Street or to the YMCA where apparently there are a few beds available.
And this is just the beginning of the extreme cold. Tilley is hoping there's no repeats of the tragedy from last winter when a man was found frozen to death in Centertown.
For anyone out there, keep your eyes and ears open. Pay attention perhaps if you see somebody in distress or somebody cuddled up.
Natalie Van Roy, CTV News.
All right, we'll take our first check of the weather. Let's look at the Byward Market and the laser show that they have. It happens every 4:30 and 7:30 in the market up until New Year's. So right now, a live look now with our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. We're sitting at minus 12 degrees, chilly overnight here that we're heading into here in the capital. We have a chance of flurries that we'll be dealing with right into the overnight hours. But the good news is that Monday, things should clear out a little bit. We got some sunshine in the forecast, and it should be the only day that we're dealing with some sunshine. Here's a look at what's happening for the next 24 hours or so. Again, clear conditions that we're looking at. Minus 11 could be our daytime high. Well, skiing and snowboarding season is getting an early start across the capital region. Now, the snow can bring in big business to the capital, so with people already hitting the slopes and the trails, CTV's Kimberly Johnson tells us businesses are embracing this colder weather.
It's amazing. Usually it's not open this early because there's not this much snow. It's not cold enough, so it's really, really great. I love it.
Calixa Edwards is happy to have the chance to strap on her skis early this year.
It's amazing because often I'm very busy in the winter, so I don't get to ski as much as I'd like. So it's really great to have the opportunity to start early.
At Centre Vorlage, this is an early start for the Wakefield Ski Hill, which would often see openings later in the month. There are 3 runs up and running, with more expected to be in operation later this week.
It's nothing short of a miracle. We're open 6-7 of December. It's the first time in over 55 years that we've been able to open so early.
The Hill's ski school director says an extended season is important for business because the conditions allow for lessons and rental programs to start up earlier than in past years. A vital move after the company made major investments in snowmaking infrastructure last year.
It feels great because we've had a couple of dismal seasons in terms of weather where we either had to wait and open late or unfortunately close early, and also allow people to enjoy the outside, which is what we want. Works in everyone's favor.
And for some selling winter sports equipment, the snowy weather is already having an effect.
I would say there's about a 20 to 30% increase in both sales and service. We're definitely seeing a lot more service come in right now, and we're seeing a lot of people want to invest in new equipment.
The owner of Expeditions Wakefield says backcountry skis and fat bikes, which can travel in the snow, are some of her biggest sellers.
There's snow on the ground. It puts people in a good mood. It makes them want to get outside and do the activities. So whether they're renting or buying, I think it's very important for small businesses.
Kimberly Johnson, CTV News.
Ontario Provincial Police are warning residents in Smiths Falls of a cougar sighting in the area. Police say the cougar was spotted on Punamali Side Road. Anyone with small children or pets is urged to be extra cautious. The Ministry of Natural Resources has been contacted and now monitoring the situation. Starting in 2026, the Ontario Fire Code is being updated to expand where carbon monoxide alarms will be required. Residential buildings with fuel-burning appliances like furnaces, boilers, water heaters, ovens, and dryers will now need carbon monoxide alarms on each story, not just near sleeping areas. Carbon monoxide alarms must also be installed in public corridors if an apartment or condo building is heated by burning fuel. Under the new code, landlords must purchase, install, and provide guidelines for tenants. Tenants will be responsible for reporting problems and monthly testing. Well, an update now to a story we brought you yesterday. Dozens of psychologists rallied on Parliament Hill, pushing back against proposed changes to training standards for those in the industry. Today, the College of Psychologists and Behavior Analysts of Ontario shared a statement saying Ontario is behind other provinces when it comes to the availability of psychologists, and the proposed reforms are designed to create availability of those in the profession across Ontario. The college's registrar and CEO says the proposed reforms, already well established and in practice in other jurisdictions, will maintain the profession's high standards while removing unnecessary delays that prevent qualified professionals from entering practice. Adding, those changes are about eliminating barriers, not lowering standards. Our examination, supervision, and oversight requirements remain rigorous and aligned with public protection. Well, sitting at a handful of points back top of the OHL, the Ottawa 67s have been on a tear of late. And on Sunday, the team took on the Flint Firebirds for the 25th annual Teddy Bear Toss game. Thousands of bears flew onto the ice and are heading to CTV's and Move 100's Toy Mountain. CTV's Camille Wilson caught up with some fans ahead of the highly anticipated game.
The goal fans anxiously waited for, and Stuffies sailed through the stadium. For Daniel Caron and Emily, this is an annual tradition.
It's bears that I've had since I'm little. They were just downstairs collecting dust, so I'm gonna to give them today for people that are gonna use them more than me.
The annual Teddy Bear Toss game, fans are invited to throw a new or gently used stuffed animal onto the ice after the 67s score their first goal of the game.
I brought a Spider-Man teddy bear because we don't really use it at home anymore.
For this father-daughter duo, it's their 5th year coming.
It's not the first time we come, and it's a really fun game. It's a really fun initiative.
So fun.
And she's really into it.
The stuffed animals scooped up and delivered to various local charities for children in need over the holidays.
I think it's a good idea because kids who don't have teddy bears might be sad.
It's all about the kids, right? Let's go!
Fans also had the option to purchase Brickley Bears at the arena.
We've been doing this for years. It's actually a natural partnership for the Brick because this is Brickley Bear. He's our charity mascot. So a teddy bear toss is just a natural thing. We've been doing this for years and years.
Proceeds from these bears goes to the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario.
That one will come home with us.
Yeah, I have a collection of these. I have 3 at home, and now I'm gonna have a 4th one from the teddy bear toss. I love them so much.
The Bears took to the ice in the second period. Nick Whitehead with the goal.
20 or 30 in there, the usual amount we collect all year just for this day.
Bringing smiles to children that need it most.
It makes me happy that other people are, it's like recycling a little bit. They're gonna have a second home.
Camille Wilson, CTV News.
To keep the Firebirds alive? No! The 67s win it!
And after the Bears were cleaned up, the game resumed. A goaltender, Ryder Fedorov, there celebrating the 67's 3-2 shootout win over the Firebirds. The Barber Poles play again on Friday in Oshawa against the Generals. It's getting colder, but despite the winter chill, there's another reminder that the ice on the Rideau Canal is unsafe to go on right now. We'll have more coming up with a look at your extended forecast. The Bell Media building is lit up bigger and brighter this year thanks to our friends at Christmas Decor from Nutrilon. We'll take another check of what's happening weather-wise here in the capital. Despite the winter chill, another reminder that the ice on the Rideau Canal, well, it's unsafe to go on. Nobody should be going out onto the ice, and skating is still not permitted. There is signage along the canal, and the National Capital Commission says the ice surface is still nowhere near ready for the public. The NCC says the ice should be at least 30 centimeters thick, which can take more than just as late as cold snap for the ice to get to that thickness. So we'll take a live look now through our Centennial Glass sky cam before we take a look at your extended weather. -12 here in the capital. And again, it's going to be cold for a little while, but on Monday, it looks like things are going to be a little bit brighter, more sunshine in the forecast for that day. Here's a look through the satellite radar. Again, the cloud cover rolling in for the night, but on Monday, we still see some clearing with some sunshine. Here's a look at the overnight low here for Ottawa, -17 as well in Brockville, -18 for Cornwall, -13 for both Kingston and in Trenton, -16 for Pembroke, for Bancroft, -20 up in Kidigan-Zibi, -20 as well for the Maniwaki area, -22 for Mont-Tremblant, -16 for Petawawa and Gatineau, -17 for the Kemptville area with some clearer conditions. As for your Monday, we have a high of -6. Sunshine is in the forecast. We've got -4 for Cornwall, -3 for Brockville, -1 for Kingston and Trenton. We're looking at -6 up in Kidigan-Zibi as well. -5 for Petawawa, -8 for Gatineau, -7 for Maniwaki and Montreal, -3 for the Kemptville area. So here's what's happening for the next week ahead. Sunshine on Monday. It's going to be sunny, -10, -18 the low. And then on Tuesday, Wednesday, and on Thursday, we have some snow coming in. Again, a 60% chance on Tuesday, -6 like it's going to be the high, -17 for the low, then -1 on Wednesday. Well, after the break, Air Transat is getting ready to ground flights starting on Monday. This is after the union representing pilots gave the airline a 72-hour strike notice.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go.
That's Canadian singer Michael Bublé, who performed for the Pope and the Disadvantaged at the Vatican's annual Concert for the Poor. The concert aims to offer an experience of art and culture for the less fortunate, including those experiencing homelessness and for migrants. Well, if you're flying on Air Transat this week, make sure to check the status of your flight before heading to the airport. On Sunday, hundreds of Air Transit pilots have issued a 72-hour strike notice as a labor dispute could affect thousands of travelers starting tomorrow. CTV's Rahim Ladani reports.
On the heels of the holiday travel season, those planning to fly on Air Transat may have to look for a different flight as the company's pilots edge closer towards walking off the job.
We're ready, we're engaged, we're at the table, and we want a deal to make sure that our passengers can get to their destination.
The Airline Pilots Association says 99% of the airline's 750 pilots have voted in favor of a strike if necessary, saying management has left them no choice and that they've been without a new agreement since 2015.
We're trying to bring compensation up to date along with our pension, the benefits, and also one of the most important items, job security.
Transat AT Inc., which owns the leisure airline, calls the union's move reckless. Now a 72-hour notice is in effect, meaning the clock is ticking to get a deal done before the pilots can strike as early as December 10th. However, the airline says it has no choice but to start canceling flights beginning Monday, with a complete suspension of flights on Tuesday.
It's bringing, uncertainty as to how people are going to get down south and how they're going to be able to reach loved ones.
The two sides have been negotiating for nearly a year without success. The airline saying it has offered a 59% salary increase over 5 years and major improvements to pilots' working conditions.
It's in line with the gap that we felt that we needed to bridge to be in line with the Canadian market.
But without a bridge at the bargaining table, passengers are caught in the middle.
Right now, there's about 24 aircraft that are in the air, and they're servicing like 60 destinations. So there are people that have booked flights. It is a responsibility for Air Transat to look after these passengers.
You're not going to be out of money if your flight gets canceled. You will get refunded. It may take some time. As you can understand, there's going to be a backlog of refunds if that is the case. But you will be out of a flight, and it may be difficult to find a flight at this time of year, unfortunately.
A potential travel nightmare if both parties can't come to an agreement quickly. Raheem Ladani, CTV News.
Well, still to come, we introduce you to the 20-year-old from the Ottawa-Gatineau region who's been drafted to play in the brand new Women's Professional Baseball League.
Come find us. I will show you the way.
Well, there was a surprise winner at the box office this weekend. Five Nights at Freddy 2 exceeded expectations, opening with $63 million US across North America. Zootopia 2 falls from the top spot last week, bringing in $43 million. And Wicked for Good slid into third place, adding another $16.8 million to its box office total. And now to a big milestone for a young athlete from the capital region. 20-year-old Ela Day-Bedard has been drafted by San Francisco in the brand new Women's Professional Baseball League. It's the first pro women's league in more than 80 years. CTV's Josh Morano has her story.
Ela Day-Bedard fell in love with baseball early and never let go of the game.
I loved sports, didn't want to play in organized sports, so I was at the cottage with my grandparents and I threw a ball and my grandpa told my dad, oh, she has a good arm, you should sign her up in baseball. So they did without my approval, and ever since I fell in love with the game.
That love turned into a pro opportunity when she was selected by San Francisco in the third round of the inaugural Women's Professional Baseball Draft, one of the youngest players selected by the team at just 20 years old.
I didn't get the opportunity to go to the tryouts, so being called fairly high, I was actually very speechless and excited to see my name come out.
The Women's Professional Baseball League is the first of its kind in over 80 years.
We always hoped that there would be a professional league. We didn't know if we'd see the day during Ella's career, but you know, we did, and she's in her prime, so it couldn't have worked out better.
From hours of training with her dad to powering through boys' leagues in Quebec, she achieved her dream of representing Canada.
Ella's a tireless worker. She's very dedicated and disciplined. You know, she started with the girls, and as she kept working and improving, then she moved on to play with the boys till the age of 13. And then genetics caught up, so she started playing competitive with the girls.
All while studying civil engineering at U Ottawa and playing softball with the Gigis.
I want to finish my degree, that's for sure, to see what's going to be the best thing next year, since the season starts in August and ends in September. There's kind of conflict, so it's to see if traveling will be an option to go to and back.
For now, she says she's taking it one day at a time, with her eyes set on a new dream.
When I was younger, I always dreamed of making Team Canada. Pro League wasn't really an option. Now that there is one, it's a dream come true.
Josh Morano, CTV News.
All right, up next, we'll take one final look at the forecast for the week ahead. And after months of appearing like a couple in public, the pop star and the former PM post pics from a recent trip on social media.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barrhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barrhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford dealership, and Ontario's #1 Ford EV dealer.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
All right, let's take one more look at the forecast. Your wake-up weather, minus 13 degrees again. We have a chance of flurries in the overnight, but your Monday is going to be pretty sunny. We've got clear conditions, sunshine ahead. Minus 10 will be the high sometime in the afternoon, then a minus 6 on Tuesday where some snow will roll in and stick with us for the next couple of days. So we've got some snow on Tuesday, snow on Wednesday, could see some overcast skies on Thursday, and a mix of sun and cloud on Friday, and more snow on Saturday. Well, after months of public sightings, it looks like pop star Katy Perry and former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau have made it Instagram official.
My first day. Oh, yeah, that's great.
Perry posted photos from a trip to Japan with the caption, Tokyo Times on tour and more, followed by a string of emojis, including a heart, One of the pictures shows Perry and Trudeau smiling and standing cheek to cheek. There's also a video of the two cozying up to each other while eating sushi in a restaurant. You know, good for them. I'm glad that they're happy, but yeah, they look like they're enjoying each other, right? Good for them. Well, it's CTV News for this Sunday, December the 7th. CTV News continues online anytime with our digital team, keeping you up to date at ctvnewsottawa.ca. You can also watch our newscast live on the CTV News app anytime. And for news on the go, listen to News Talk Radio 580 CFRA. For all of us here at CTV News, thank you so much for watching. Stay warm. It's going to be pretty cool out there. Sunshine tomorrow, but more snow rolling in Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Have a great night.